CATV is very, very lucky today to be joined by Australian great fast bowler Brett Lee, and we're sitting here in the lobby of the hotel in Hambantota. Wonderful place it is. We've just been to training. But, Brett, thanks very much for joining us here today. This is obviously not your first time to Sri Lanka. When have you been here before, and what's your thoughts of the country as a whole?
Well, look, firstly, the country as a whole is brilliant. It's a place that I was lucky to come here back in 2004. I actually had to go home early because I had to have ankle surgery prior to the test matches starting. But got some great memories of obviously coming here, and then obviously coming here during the World Cup. So look, it's been a lot of fun, and hopefully some great memories to come.
Okay, and over the last couple of days we've had some interesting times as a team. There's been some really unusual modes of transport. Would you mind giving us a few details of how we did actually get to Hambantota and what your thoughts were of the transport?
Yeah, well, there's a bit of talk around town that we had to go on this trip, and it was a 8.5 hour or potentially 9 hour bus ride or a seaplane. And there were a few comments thrown around a seaplane, how safe it was over here. The chance of us landing, the chances of landing on water, and from a first point of view was quite different. I actually thought about going on the bus at the start because I thought it was a 2 hour flight, and then I was convinced or persuaded, for want of a better word, that it was a 45-minute flight. So in the end, everyone went on the seaplane. There was 2 seaplanes that left that catered for about 12 to 13 people per seaplane. We took off in this big dam, and I was the first to go in the first plane. I want to get it over and done with, as I was quite nervous about flying. But whilst we're up there, it was pretty good. But to land was quite steep, and to come in and land on this other dam 45 minutes later, pretty much head first and hit the water at decent pace was quite weird. But we landed safely, and here we are.
Fantastic. It was a great journey. Now, just finally, Brett, we've got a bit of a running theme going with our blogs throughout this trip to Sri Lanka. You've been here for a couple of weeks. You're obviously a part of the 2020 team and also this one-day lineup. Who do you think the most annoying person is in this tour party at the moment? There's obviously 14 ODI players, and there's a couple of them that have been in the 2020 and the ODI, much the same as you. But can you give us an idea of who that person might be?
Well, look, I'm sure there's been a few names bantered around, and maybe I was one of them for being slightly hyperactive. I'm sure that Dougie Bollinger would have been mentioned, but the thing that's happening here recently is James Patterson. I'm not really sure about the sense that comes from, and I mean scent as in the smell, that when James is around. But look, he's a fantastic guy, but I know that he's been put up a few times at the back of the bus. Some interesting sense coming from his way, so maybe Pato. Sorry, mate.
All right, Brett. Well, thank you very much for joining us here on CATV, and best of luck for the rest of the one-day series. Thanks, mate.